Good day, everyone. Today, I will be discussing Chapter 5 Pedagogical Competencies of a Teacher. Teachers play a crucial role in education. A great teacher is not just someone who knows their subject, but someone who knows how to teach it effectively. Their ability to engage students, explain concepts clearly, and adapt their methods to different learners determines the quality of education. So, what is pedagogy? Before we go further, let's first define pedagogy. Britannica defines it as the study of teaching methods, educational goals, and learning theories. This means pedagogy is about how teachers teach, why they teach that way, and how students learn best. Merriam-Webster describes pedagogy as the art, science, and profession of teaching. Teaching is not just explaining lessons. It requires creativity, which is the art, structured methods, which is the science, and continuous learning, which is the profession. So why does pedagogy matter? Imagine, there are two teachers explaining the same lesson. So the first teacher just reads from the textbook in a flat, boring tone, while the second teacher uses a lively voice, real-life examples, and encourages students to participate. See the difference? Which class do you think students will enjoy and learn from? Clearly, pedagogy makes a huge difference in education. Now, let's move on to the role of teachers in pedagogy. Teaching is a mission, vocation, and noble profession. Teachers are not just employees, they are mentors, guides, and professionals with a mission. Teaching as a mission. A mission is a commitment to a cause. For teachers, mission is to shape students into knowledgeable and responsible individuals. This means that they are not there just to impart knowledge, but they are also there to teach attitudes and values to their students. Teaching as a vocation. A vocation is a calling. Great teachers don't just teach because of their salary. They teach because they love to help students grow. Teaching as a profession. Teaching requires training, preparation, and continuous improvement. Pedagogical knowledge. Being a teacher is not just about knowing a subject. It's about knowing how to teach that subject effectively. For example, a math teacher may be an expert in calculus, but if they can't explain it well, students won't understand. That's why pedagogical knowledge helps teachers choose the best teaching strategies, make lessons clear and engaging, and address different learning styles, which is we have the visual, auditory, and the hands-on learning. Without this, even the smartest teachers may struggle to connect with their students. The role of technology in teaching are the TPCK. Technology is now a major part of education. However, just using a projector or an online quiz doesn't automatically make a lesson better. Teachers must know how to use technology effectively. This is where TPCK or the technological pedagogical content knowledge comes in. It has three key areas. First is the technology knowledge or the TK. Knowing how to use digital tools like computers and educational apps. Pedagogical knowledge. This is all about understanding the different teaching strategies. Next is the content knowledge. Mastering the subject being taught. When these areas work together, technology enhances learning instead of just being a distraction. For example, a history teacher using interactive maps and videos will engage students better than one who just reads from a textbook. Pedagogical competency has components, and one of these is the purpose. A teacher's lessons must have a clear purpose. Lessons should be well planned, organized, aligned with educational goals. One way to ensure this is through SMART objectives. SMART stands for S specific, M measurable, A attainable, R relevant, and T for time bound. Specific. Lessons should have clear goals. M measurable. Learning through should be tested through activities, quizzes, or discussions. Attainable. Lessons should match students' abilities. Relevant. Topics should be meaningful and useful. And time-bound, learning should be completed within a specific time frame. Even with structured lesson plans, teachers must be flexible to adjust based on the students' needs and understanding. Legal foundations of education in the Philippines. The 1987 Philippine Constitution from the Article 14 ensures quality education. Some key points includes the rights to quality education. Every Filipino has the right to proper education. Inclusion of Philippine Constitution studies. Schools must teach students about their rights and responsibilities. Next is the nationalism and patriotism in education. Schools must promote love for the country. Academic freedom, which means teachers can choose appropriate teaching methods. Next is use of Filipino and English language, the main languages used in teaching. Next is the promotion of science, technology, and Filipino culture. These areas are emphasized in education. These laws ensure that education serves the needs of students and the nation. Content. The second major component of pedagogy is content, the subject matter or what is being taught in class. So where does content come from? Content comes from curriculum guides, syllabus and course outlines, and community needs. Curriculum guides provided by the Department of Education. And the syllabus and course outlines are the organized lesson plans for teachers. And the community needs is lessons should address real-life challenges. To ensure content is effective, it must follow these principles. Validity. Information must be accurate and up to date. Significant. Topics should be meaningful and useful. Balance. Lessons should not be too hard or too easy. Self-sufficiency. Enough information should be provided without overwhelming students. Interest. Content should capture students' attention. And learnability. Lessons should match students' abilities. Usability. Students should be able to apply lessons in real life, and feasibility is lessons should be practical and accessible. So, are you ready to learn more? Miss Jazel has more information to share. So, be ready and listen carefully.
So why content is of paramount importance as one of the components in pedagogical skills. So the acronym USES is a great help to capture its essence by Cyrano 2015. So it starts with the letter U, which stands for unravel. Unravel the latent learning skills of the learners in order to provide the learners with novel concepts, facts, and experiences that could satisfy their thirst for learning. The term unravel means to discover, to reveal, or bring out something that is hidden or not yet fully developed. It implies helping learners uncover or realize their latent learning skills so they can engage with new ideas and experience more effectively. It also states that the importance of helping students discover their hidden learning abilities so they can engage with fresh concepts, facts, and experiences. If education only relies on outdated or conventional content, students may become complacent and lack of motivation. Applied to a community setting, Just as students need to explore potential, community members should also be encouraged to recognize and use their strengths for the betterment of the society. So now let us move on to S, which stands for sharpen. Sharpen the mind of the student is seemingly difficult if the content is bordering on the practices of the past. Knowing the potential of the members of the community will help the teacher to further hone their talents. Now let us move on to letter E for enhance. Enhance the learner's desire to explore by themselves, thereby allowing them to experience learning on a first-hand basis. It will be both joy and fulfillment in the community if they themselves are involved in learning the crafts useful to their setting. Encourage students to explore and learn on their own so they can gain direct hands-on experience, and this way they will better understand and enjoy what they are learning. When people in a community actively participate in learning practical skills, it brings both happiness and a sense of accomplishment. So these skills can also help improve their daily lives and surroundings. And last, let us move on to S, which means steers. Steers in the student to make a significant contribution to the daily lesson. If they are moved by the novelty and richness of the learning content, they will learn out of their own volition. This motivates students to actively participate in daily lesson when they find the learning materials fresh and meaningful. They become more engaged. So their curiosity drives them to learn willingly without being forced. As a result, they take ownership of their learning and contribute more effectively.
So good morning everyone, and now let's proceed to the third component of pedagogical competencies of a teacher. So the third one is communication skills. So communication skills refers to the communicative competence of a teacher, both writing and speaking. The teacher's communication skills can possibly influence the way the students speak and write. So having a good communication skills is one of the assets of a teacher. So us, as a future educator, we must enhance our communication skills because it is our way in communicating to our student, and it is our way on how we deliver or how we're gonna teach our student of our lessons. So having a poor communication skills may cause the failure of the students to learn. For example, if you are the kind of teacher that cannot speak in the front of your student, or a shy type teacher, just think about it. How your students can understand your lessons, or how they are going to believe you if you, as a teacher, cannot deliver the lesson properly. So teachers must be prepared to communicate effectively with the four different audiences: the student, the colleagues, the parents, and the community at large. So the first one is the students. So teachers need to explain the lesson in a way that student can easily understand. They should also listen to the students' questions and provide clear answers. Encouraging students to express their thoughts help to build confidence and better learning. So good communication makes the classroom more engaging and effective. The second one is the colleagues. So teachers must work well with other teachers to share knowledge and ideas, discussing teaching strategies that can help improve the way students learn, and supporting and helping each other to create a positive school environment. So the third one is the parents. So teachers should keep parents informed about their child's progress in school. Clear communication helps parents to understand their child's strengths and weaknesses, and working together allows teachers and parents to support the child's learning. And the last one is the community. So teachers should build connection with the local community to improve education. Schools and communities can work together to provide resources and opportunities for students. So community involvement can help students feel more motivated and supported. A teacher cannot be effective if his or her communication skills are wanting. And now, let's proceed to the questions that can shed light on how a teacher must seriously attend to the development of his or her communication skills. So the first question is, are higher order thinking and critical analysis evident in his or her delivery of the lesson? So in this, it is the encouraging critical thinking. So a teacher should not just give information but also help students to think deeply. Lessons should include questions and discussions that encourages students to analyze, evaluate, and solve problems. Second, do the students' feedbacks provide evidence of their clear understanding of facts and ideas as shared by the teacher in the medium of instruction used? So in this, it is the checking student understanding. So a teacher must pay attention to how students respond. If the students can explain the lesson clearly in their own words, it means they understand it well. But if they are confused, the teacher may need to adjust the way they teach. So the third question is there a provision for the students to critique concepts and ideas in the language that is clear and meaningful as guided by the teachers? So in this, it is helping students to express ideas clearly. So the teacher should create an environment where students feel comfortable sharing their thoughts, and students should be guided to explain ideas in a way that is clear and meaningful. Number four question is the teacher mindful of the correct usage of the language, grammar, and technical vocabularies? So in this, it is the using the correct language and grammar. Teachers should use proper grammar, vocabulary, and pronunciation. Speaking and writing correctly set a good examples for students to help them to learn the language properly. So number five question, is there an attempt on the part of the teacher to further improve and enrich his or her communicative skills? In this, it is the improving of communication skills. So a good teacher always looks for ways to improve. This could mean practicing public speaking, improving writing skills, or learning new teaching strategies. So the last question, is the teacher principally conscious of how he or she communicates to his or her students well? So in this, it is being aware of communication style. So as a future educator, we should be mindful of how we communicate. Our tone, clarity, and choice of words affect how well students understand the lesson. Good communication makes learning easier and more enjoyable for students. Now, let's proceed to the last component of pedagogical competencies of the teacher, the professional development. Professional development is to improve the teaching learning process for the sake of the students. But such development must come from the teacher's own volition since they are doing this professional improvement in the spirit of lifelong learning in the interests of their very own students they are cared before. The main goal of the teacher's professional development is to help them become better at teaching so that students can learn more effectively. So it means that teachers should want to improve their skills because they truly care about their students. They should choose to keep learning not because they are forced to, but because they believe it will help them to teach better and support their student success. Professional development is a lifelong learning as cited here in the context of continuing professional education for teachers after they had registered as professional teachers in order to further improve and enrich their professional skills and competencies. So teachers continue learning throughout their lives to improve their skills and knowledge. They take extra courses in their subject to stay updated and become better at teaching. They also explore other areas of interest to expand their understanding and bring new ideas into the classroom. In addition, they may help and guide new teachers by sharing their experiences and giving advice. So, some teachers may feel that professional development is expensive, especially if they are struggling financially. However, it is important to see the value of lifelong learning because it helps both teachers and the students. Even with challenges, teachers who truly love their profession will continue to learn not just because they have to, but because they want to be the best for their students.
So now let us move on to the following reasons that justify that there is a need to continue the teacher's professional growth. First, the demands of the local and global standards. So as teachers, we cannot afford to settle for the status quo. This age of information and innovation is saturated with knowledge, technologies, and scientific advances, which demands so much from the teacher, whose interaction with the students go beyond sharing of information. So this simply means in rapidly evolving world, education is no longer confined to textbook and traditional teaching methods. Teachers must stay updated with the new knowledge, technologies, and pedagogical advancement to remain competitive and effective. As we affirm our belongingness to the global education village, we will prove to the world that our teachers are at par with our foreign counterparts. Thus, we will grab every opportunity that comes our way that will provide educational seminars, workshops, and forums aligned to our expertise. As part of a global educational village, educators must continuously develop the skills to ensure that the teaching methods align with both the local and international standards. For example, many countries are integrating the STEM education into their curriculum. A teacher who does not engage in professional growth may struggle to incorporate coding, robotics, or data analysis into their lessons. However, if a teacher attends with professional development workshops on STEM, education will be better equipped to teach these concepts and prepare students for future careers. So now, let us move on with the number 2, the overwhelming trends in science and technology. So, there is no stopping for the fast-paced technology. Our world is exposed to. Now let us move on to the number 2, the overwhelming trends in science and technology. There is no stopping for the fast-paced technology. Our world is exposed to. We have no recourse but to shrug our shoulders when, at the click of the fingers, the megatrends in information communication technology, or ICT. So, the traditional teaching methods are becoming outdated as new tools and platforms emerge, making it essential for teachers to continuously update their knowledge and skills. If educators do not embrace lifelong learning, they risk being left behind, unable to effectively engage students or prepare them for the demands of the modern world. For example, online learning platforms like the Google Classroom, the Google Docs, the Google Forms, and Zoom have become essential in modern education. A teacher who has not undergone training in these platforms may struggle to conduct virtual lessons, assign digital homework, or track students' progress efficiently. However, if a teacher actively participates in professional development, workshops on educational technology, they will be equipped to integrate these tools seamlessly into their teaching. So now let us move on to the last part, which is number 3, the interests of the stakeholders. So we are fortunate that continuing professional development is promoted and supported by the government. Veiled by the doctrine of parens patriae, the state assumed its responsibility of protecting the public interest by promoting the health and safety, morals, peace and order, comfort, and well-being of its citizens. Okay. By promoting the health and safety, morals, peace and order, comfort, and well-being of its citizens. So this implies that professional growth is not just an individual responsibility, but as a collective effort, with the government playing a key role in ensuring that professionals, including the teachers, will continue to develop their skills and knowledge.